Soon you can see the white building here. That is the cruise, or the quay and the terminal for the ships going across to mainland Sweden. And we also have one ferry line going to Rostock in Germany. The boats or the ships going across to Sweden, they go to 3 different harbors, and in high season then they go non-stop to all different places, and still people don't get tickets enough. Now from maybe mid-September and so on, they will only go twice a day to each harbor. On the right hand side you have the largest hotel in Visby. All the little buildings you see, they belong to one of the same hotel. They just sort of cut up in different smaller buildings, which is quite nice actually. That fits a small town like Visby. These strange big plants here on the right hand side was taken here by the monks, the Cistercienser monks in the medieval days, and they were supposed to be a remedy against the plague. And I can tell you, people were picking them when we had the corona here, trying to make a medicine against corona. I don't think it was successful, because then we would have heard of it. The right hand side here, the right hand side, you see a yellow building. It used to be our prison. Started about 1850, very modern then, with separate cells for each prisoner, 36 altogether. And that was so modern that a prisoner should have a cell on his own. Fantastic. They thought it was a luxury. Well, they closed it down in 1998, and now if you like to, you can check out that luxury, because it is turned into a hotel. So if you want to spend a night in a cell and pay for it on top of it, then this is the place for you. All the little buildings here on the right hand side, they used to be serving the shipment in different ways. So the grey house here, for instance, that used to be the customs. Today it is a composer's academy, and a very good one, I have heard. And all the rest, I think, are coffee bars or restaurants. The tall white building in front of you on the left hand side, that used to be a malt factory, but today it is a part of the Gotland University, along with all the yellow buildings here. The whole block here is belonging to the university. They have other houses as well, but this is the main part. And in front of us, next house, the modern house, that is our library. It's both the university library and the library of Visby town. And I can tell you, people did not like the idea of a modern building in the middle of our medieval harbor from 1200. How can they build a modern house here? Some people, they promised they shall never come here if that really happened. It did happen, and I believe actually they never have come back, and that's a loss for them, because this is a very good one, with theatre, with the music, and with such a big collection of books. So you can see we are not the only bus here. But on the other hand, you know, you had a big ship, so they are out being guided. We are stopping here, and we'll go outside to the grass. And those of you who find it hard to hear, on the right hand side here, you can see the minimal beach that we have inside Visby, but also the cold bath house and you can jump from directly into water here. And in summertime, this is the most popular, shall we call it, discotheque and dance place. Every night and I think it's a very good location for it, being out here with no other neighbors than the university. It's funny because people go swimming in the morning and they usually come in their bathrobes, and they meet the last ones coming out from the nightclub. So we can say we have 24-hour service in this place. And on the right hand side you can see an almost empty marina. In summertime this is full and you can hardly get a place here. And today, well, now all the young people have started schools, and people have taken their children also back to school, and holidays are over, and now the season is over for us as well.
Kul. Ja. Nej. Jag tror att det var. Jag kommer inte ihåg vad det heter.
So here we are again. If anybody did feel that I shall try that hotel after all, here it is. You see a little piece of wall up on the left hand side. That is not really the city wall or the town wall. It is a part of the old castle. Once upon a time we had the Visby castle here, the biggest castle of all of the Baltic Sea. But when the Danes had to leave and the Germans pushed them off the island, they didn't go freely. So they set fire to the castle and both burnt it down totally. And when that was done, then the people living around, or not even living around, but seeing that, they came at night and they stole the stones from the castle and built their own houses from. So we have only little remains of it, knowing that the houses around, they are the castle, but lying down. Well, you see the big tanks or the silos here? They are for oil tanks. Underneath, before they could build them, it was excavated by the museum people, and they found an old Viking graveyard here. And it must have been a fishing village like the one we visited, because they only found male remains, and that tells us that this was not a place where people lived, because then they would have found children and women as well, but they were basically only male bones. And yes, one can tell. One can tell. So now we know that this area here, it was a fishing harbor for the Vikings, probably between 800-900. And for those of you who have some time left and feel like I think I go back into town, then I really recommend our beautiful little museum. It's not all that big. It doesn't take you very long to go through, but it is very well laid out. And we actually had the prize, I think it's 4 years ago, of being best museum in Sweden. So it's not only my idea, others like it as well. So this is a maiden tour with your ship.
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Did you know that when you bought the tickets?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
The original maiden tour got pushed back 6 weeks because
Oh.
of the supply chain. So this became the maiden tour.
Okay, okay. That must be a good feeling.
It is.
Everything being all tip-top and fresh and
Smells like a new car.
yeah, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger, I believe.
We're probably gonna get the wheels.
So here we have lots lots of people waiting for us. I wonder what they're waiting for. They look very decisive.